Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Departure Lounge. Today, I'm joined with Breanne Crawford, the owner of World of Wonder Travel, based in Yardley, Pennsylvania. Breanne founded World of Wonder in 2019 after years of working as an independent agent. And in just a few years, she built a boutique agency that's all about stress-free, personalized travel. With over a decade of experience, Breanne has designed everything from honeymoons and destination weddings to family adventures and luxury cruises. She's a certified sandals specialist, a Royal Caribbean Masters graduate with glowing reviews from hundreds of clients. She's also a proud single mom, a Jersey girl, and known for her motto, if you can dream it, I can make it happen. Breanne, welcome to the Departure Lounge.
Thanks, Stephen. Excited to be here.
Yeah, so let's dive right into it. Uh, Tell me more about your background. Like, how did you come about getting into this industry, or what made you interested in travel agencies?
It's an accidental story. I feel like a lot of people kind of accidentally fell into the travel industry, and that's sort of my background. My degree is in social work, so clearly nowhere near where I kind of started.
Yeah.
And at the time that I started doing this, I had actually owned a fabric shop, an online fabric shop, and had clients throughout the world. So it was shipping thousands and thousands of packages weekly to clients throughout the world. Had little kids at the time, and we were going to Disney, and I was booking my Disney trips through a travel agency, and they advertised that they were looking for agents, and I was like,
Mm.
yeah, I could do that. I could, make a little bit of money on the side, take my kids to Disney a little bit more, all that good stuff, and applied. And I had about 10,000 people in my Facebook group at the time, so I think that that helped my
Yeah.
application. At the time that Facebook groups, were seen, and people got to see everything that was happening in them. So I applied, I got in, and I started selling only Disney. I only sold Disney for the first four-ish years.
Okay.
Yeah, have since expanded and couldn't imagine being, quickly gave up kind of everything else and couldn't imagine doing anything else at this point. I love the industry.
So you started with Disney, and then you became independent, and then you started this company, or what was the?
So I started as an independent contractor working for a Disney specific agency. So they sold primarily Disney and theme park travel. So I did that for a few years, and then when I opened my agency, I decided I didn't want to be just Disney. I feel like as my kids got older and we started to have more interest in other things, I wanted to learn more and do more and sell more. So we rarely go to Disney anymore, just as my kids have gotten older and older. And so we sell, sell a little bit of everything. As an agency, we still sell Disney, of course. You can't get away from Disney, but for me personally, I have moved on to bigger and better things.
What are the bigger and better things? What do you like selling?
Uh, yeah. So, I mean, I kind of love a little bit of everything. I love to cruise personally. So, river and ocean cruising is one of my favorite things. I love any sort of like bucket list trips that people get to do. I love getting to be a small part of those, like, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to do this things. I love destination weddings and honeymoons because who doesn't want to celebrate love, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Are you doing wedding planning too?
Not wedding planning, so the destination wedding. So typically when somebody has a destination wedding, they have a team of two people. So typically they have a wedding planner, which is usually somebody on site at the resort, and then they have the travel planner, which does all the travel planning for them and all of their guests to make sure that they all get there and have a place to stay.
All the logistics.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. What would you say is like the coolest trip you've been involved in planning?
Oh, that's so hard.
I'm sure there's a bunch.
I think so. We did a very small group trip last year to Africa, a family-friendly group trip to Africa last year. So that was super cool to get to, take kids who have never, been off out of the United States to Africa and learn the different culture there and obviously do safaris and all that good stuff. That was definitely a really cool experience. And of course, I got to be there and my kids got to be there, so having that connection to it.
That's awesome. Where all did you guys go? through Africa.
Yeah, so my family personally started in Egypt. We spent a couple of days in Egypt, and then we met the group in South Africa.
Okay.
And we did South Africa and Zimbabwe with the group, and then my family went to Mozambique at the end.
Okay. Very cool. How
Yeah.
old are your kids?
They are 16 and 12 now.
Okay, nice. I'm sure they get
Yeah.
to reap all the benefits of having a
They do
travel.
get to reap the benefits. Sometimes not to they've started to say, Bob, can we like not travel so much? And my older one especially, she's, getting older and wants to spend time with her friends and her boyfriend and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not as cool anymore, but
Did you travel a lot before you got into this industry?
no, not at all. Actually, personally, I had never been. The only time I'd been out of the United States prior to being in travel, I'd gone to the Dominican Republic twice, I think, and
That's
then, like I said, so for the first 4 years, it was really only Disney. So we did, Disney World, Disney cruising, all that kind of stuff, and so really probably in the last probably since COVID, we've really done more traveling. It was so cheap for a little bit of time after COVID, well, during COVID. So we started to really travel a lot then, but I don't know. I think last time I counted, I'm up to like 48 countries,
oh wow.
I
That's
think. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, my first experience, well, I was gonna say that's funny you went to the Dominican because that was my first out of country experience. I went to a resort with my family, so it was same
Yep.
kind of intro, but yeah, it left me wanting more for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's crazy how, some the kids who travel, I always tell my kids, like, you have no idea how lucky you are that this is what you've grown up with. They're gonna be hurting when they have to pay for it all on their own.
that's for sure. Do you do stuff as a company and constantly move around, or how does it work? Are you all remotely working?
Yeah, so we all remotely work. I have about 35-ish agents located throughout the United States.
Mhm.
And everybody works from home or from wherever they happen to be traveling from at the moment. So, obviously the good thing is we can work from wherever. The bad thing is that we can work from wherever.
Yeah,
So, I always say like there's never a time that I take off because I travel so much. My laptop is always with me and I'm always working. Yeah.
that's cool. I like
Small
that.
price to pay to see the world, right?
Right, exactly. How'd you get all of the agents under you? Like, what was I guess, the buildup of your company? How did it work?
Yeah, so a few people came from the previous companies I was with. They followed me over and came over when I started, and some
Hmm.
came as referrals from there, and then some were kind of just accidental. And I don't know how some people found us, but I'm grateful they did. We've got a great team of people, and we have agents who specialize in different things. So, like for example, we have an agent who lived in Japan for a few years. So if I get a Japan referral, I don't touch it. I've never been, have no idea. So I hand everything to her and say, she's your girl, go to her, she'll help you. So it's nice to be able to have the people who know the different locations when I don't know them.
Yeah, that's really cool. How many people are on your team?
We have about 35 right now.
Okay, it's a pretty big
Yeah.
team. Nice.
Yeah.
Um, so I was gonna ask you what has been working for you guys and your clients lately? Like, how are you guys onboarding clients, and what's working to get those clients, and do you keep retaining clients? Like, tell me how that looks.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. Me at this point, being in the industry for 10 years, most of my clients are repeats and referrals. So that is great for me, obviously. There's consortiums in the travel industry, so like big companies that like a bunch of agencies work under. So our consortia is travel leaders, and we do get referrals from them, and that's a great source of referrals for us. A lot of my agents, when I first started, it was a lot of pounding the pavement, going out and doing vendor shows, and all of that kind of stuff. I would say social media is probably the toughest place for us to get leads, to be honest. As much as I try to be good at social media, it's just not my forte and not what I like. I don't know. I think I grew up in that age that like I didn't grow up with it, but I also didn't not grow up with it that I had to learn it. So like I
Mhm.
was in this like middle stage of like, well, I know a little bit, but not really a lot. So
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I guess when you could you tell me a little bit more about the client journey? Like as they come into your business, are they talking to you first and then you're sending them off to whoever has the most expertise, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so it depends. I mean, we have agents who or clients who go directly to the agents that they work with, or they know that agent, so they go directly to them. I would say that's probably about 75% of it. The other 25%, if we have leads come into like our website or on social media or like past clients of mine, and it's something that I don't do, we refer them off to whoever the best agent is to fit their needs.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. In terms of, I guess, like the maybe any biggest challenges you guys have overcame this year, or other challenges you're seeing other agencies are working through, what do you think that is?
I mean, I think the economy is always kind of our biggest challenge. You know, we had COVID, and that was a tough couple of years. There was that rebound travel after COVID where everybody was traveling, and we had numbers like we've never seen before. And then it sort of slowed down, and with some of the uncertainty in the economy right now, we're seeing some uncertainty right now. So
Okay.
we're seeing a lot more last minute travel right now. People, not wanting to plan too far in the future, but maybe they can plan for a couple weeks from now.
Yeah.
So we're trying to market that and advertise that. Unfortunately, most people think that last minute deals is a thing, and that's not typically a thing. There,
Yeah.
here and there we find one, but not typically a thing.
Plan things last minute too for getting them booked in certain places.
Yeah, it depends on what they're looking for. A lot of times the pricing is higher
Mhm.
because of the availability, right? You kind of get what's available, and just that rush of trying to work with different things. So, like if we have somebody going to Europe last minute, Europe is on a very different pace than we are in the US. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time to hear back from our providers there. So it can be a little bit frustrating trying to make sure that we're getting everything in line. We love it because it means we get paid faster. So it's great for us, but on the same hand, it's also a little bit more stressful.
Yeah, okay. What's the most popular thing that you guys do in terms of all the service, the types of travel, like the river cruising?
Yeah. Probably at this point, all inclusives.
Okay.
We have a lot of people going to all inclusives. I would say that's probably all inclusive, and cruising is probably our highest right now. But with Europe, pretty close behind there. Europe's made a big comeback in the last couple of years. So I would say that's probably our top three.
Um, and of the those travel like of those trips that you guys are planning to Europe or the cruises, for example, like are you guys planning, or the all-inclusives, are you guys planning like for families or for corporate groups? What is it like? What's the
Yeah,
typical?
so we do a little bit of everything. Like I said, I started Disney, so I have a lot of families still in my repertoire. I love groups. For me, groups, especially corporate groups, having to only deal with one person is wonderful. So I love that personally. But we do a little bit of everything. I mean, we have everything from honeymooners, like honeymooners that I get their date of birth and I don't think that they're old enough to be getting married, and then up to people who are 80 plus and doing bucket list trips. So we get a little bit of everything.
For the all-inclusives, I was gonna ask, what do they rely on you guys for? Since being at an all-inclusive, once you're there, it's kind of like it's very easy to move around, right?
Yeah, yeah. So most of the time, we always tell clients, like there's a difference between doing, you can go to TurboTax and get your taxes done, or you
Mhm.
can go to an accountant and get your taxes done, right? So like you can go to Expedia and you can pull up, reviews and hope that you're gonna pick the right resort to go to and book it and then go and hope you and cross your fingers that everything's good. With us, we've been to a lot of the resorts, and if we haven't been to it, we know somebody who has. And so, like all of that kind of firsthand knowledge, one of my pet peeves is the question that's like, "What's the best resort?" Everybody, you see that all over the place. What's the best resort? Where should I take my family? And I'm like, there is no best resort. It's what's best for you, what's best for your family, what's best for your budget. What's best for what you're looking for. Even for myself, like I don't have a favorite resort. It's a well, if this is the kind of vacation that I want to have, this is my favorite for that sort of vacation. If I want to have this
Yeah.
kind of vacation, this is my favorite for that sort of vacation. So really our expertise, our knowledge, our, walking you through, people come to us, most of the time people come to us and they have no idea what they want. They come, they say, I know I want to go away. Here's sort of, maybe they have a budget. Maybe they know when they want to go, but that's pretty much it. And so it's kind of, us, narrowing down, asking those qualifying questions and narrowing down what makes sense for them and giving them those options. And then being there every step of the way. So, if you have a client if we have a client who's going and their flight gets canceled or delayed or, whatever happens, we're there to make sure that they still have transportation when they arrive at the airport. If they go to the resort and there's for some reason, tremendous issues, we're there to try to help them solve those issues, obviously to the best of our ability, knowing that, we're not in the same country, but to the best of our ability. So,
Yeah.
we're there from the second that they contact us until they get home and then,
Okay.
hopefully beyond for their next trip.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's like a full service package all the way through.
Right. Right. Right.
What would you say, if anything, differentiates you from other travel agencies out there?
I think that's really hard because I have a lot of really great colleagues. So I'd like to say that like we have, we all really care, but I think that travel agents in general, we care about your trip, right? Like you're not just a number to us. You're not just somebody who's clicking pay now. We care. This is, we're very passionate about what we do. We invest a lot of time and effort into what we do. A lot of our agents are very invested into training, into getting onto resorts, onto cruise ships, going to these different locations so that they can give the best advice. I think that we use some great technology. That's one of our differentiators with our agency. We started using a new technology about 8 months ago, and it's
Okay.
beautiful and gives our clients a really nice app to follow on their itineraries. So that's definitely a differentiator with us. But yeah,
What is that app?
it's called Turn,
Turn. Okay.
TERN.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just talked to somebody last week that used Trip Suite. Have you heard of that?
Okay. I'm not sure. No, I don't know that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up after this call though. But
It's pretty
I'm always
awesome.
interested in the tech. Yeah, what's the coolest part about it?
So what I love about it, so I love the company in general. They're really like they've only been on the travel scene for about a year and a half, maybe 2.5 years. I started using them about a year and a half ago, and they want to be the one-stop shop for travel agents. So, what they were hearing when they went to the travel industry was that, we use one program for this, one program for this, one program for this, one program for this, and none of them talk to each other. So it was like, okay, well, there's all this extra work that you're doing, and how do we eliminate some of that extra work and give you a better experience? So I really appreciate that part of it. So it's a CRM and like a CRM and a itinerary builder in one, and a calendar and kind of a scheduler. I mean, kind of they have a whole bunch of tools, and like I said, they've only been in the industry for just a short period of time, and they add new tools every single week. So it's phenomenal. We have all of our, like I said, they have a beautiful app, so all of our clients get a full itinerary with all of their details and everything about their thing that they can follow day by day and all that.
That's nice. Do they communicate with you guys on there as well?
They can communicate with us, sort of. So yes, there's parts that they can and parts that they're still working on, like the instant message part, but there's email capability.
Well, yeah, it's spelled Tern, right?
TERN, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I found it. It's cool. Okay, looking ahead for your company, do people call it like WOW Travel Agency or do they say the whole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
we go by WoW a lot.
wow. Okay, so looking ahead for a WOW in like the next 6 to 12 months, what's the future look like for your company?
Yeah, so I think we're just trying to, it's really funny because I debate all the time which direction we want the agency to go in, right? Like I want to stay small enough that we still kind of feel like a family,
Hmm.
but also large enough that like we can meet everybody's needs and, all that kind of stuff, and we can continue to grow and, you know, I can continue to be here for the next, 15, 20, 30 years. So I think a lot of what my plan is now is just kind of getting what we're doing down pat, right? Like I have all these, getting my systems in, they're halfway in place, but maybe I'm not the most organized. It might not look like it, but I'm not always the most organized person. My brain kind of is all over the place. So going through and like organizing some of the stuff that needs to be organized.
Yeah.
We are trying to learn. I'm trying to learn LinkedIn a little bit more because it's something that, again, like I
Mhm.
never had to use. So trying to learn that as well as all the other social media. But really more just growth. We usually see our agents once a year and do what we call a FAM, which is like learning a different destination.
Mhm.
But this year we're doing our first ever agency retreat. So we're bringing together 15 of our top agents, and we're gonna learn just all different things about like we have AI presentations, we have suppliers coming, we have presentations on our tech that we use. So just different things that they can use to advance their businesses. So really just building on kind of what we have going, I guess.
That's cool. Where's the meetup gonna be?
It's going to be in Mexico.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Sweet. So
excited.
do you have like a leaderboard of your travel agents and you have to say the top 15 go?
So this was anybody could go that wanted to go. We opened it up to everybody, but it just so happens that, kind of and that's usually what happens is our people who are the most dedicated to building their businesses generally come on things. But also obviously most of our agents, this is their second career. This is not their
Mhm.
full-time thing. So we have some teachers and people that just can't leave that other life behind. So, while we'd love to have our whole team there, it's just
Yeah.
not possible. There's things that we do bring our top people, like we're doing a Disney VIP tour later this month, and our top Disney agents get to come on that and things like that. But
Okay. Very cool. Okay, I got a probing question for you. If you could wave a magic wand to solve one problem in your business or the travel industry as a whole, what would that be?
oh, that's hard. Um, one thing in my business, I would say that we would be able to get new referrals easier so that our social media would actually be bringing in leads rather than just taking all of my time to do. So that's probably the number one thing for the business. But the travel industry in general, I'd say people reading their emails.
As in clients or your agent?
Both.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Um, okay, I have just one more question for you, and then we can close out. I think we've taken enough of your time, and we really appreciate it. Um, so what are you most excited about right now? It could be in your business and in life or anything.
Oh man, you're giving me some hard questions.
Gotta
Um,
have some interesting ones for the call.
yeah, these are some hard questions. These are things I don't really think about. Um,
Could be about the industry, it could be about your company, it could be about life, travel, anything.
yeah, I think for the business, I'm excited at where we are right now. We have built a really good team, and really solid team. We've started to add a mentor system for our new agents. So we're really working on developing that mentor system for our new agents, and I think that's what I'm most excited about is being able to bring people into this industry and give them the foundation that they need to have because that's not something that a lot of people come into this industry and get.
Mhm.
A lot of agencies don't have any sort of training programs. They kind of just throw you into the fire and say, "Go
Right.
for it, figure it out." And that was one thing that when I first started, I wanted to make sure we didn't do. And so, over the last 6 years, we've been refining and refining and refining that. And I think we're finally at a point where like, oh, we're like almost to the point where I'm like, oh, this is really awesome. Like we have a really good thing going that like should be exciting for new agents to join.
That's cool. So is it going to be like a course for them once they
So we have a course. Yeah, we have a course already that we use for our new agents. We implemented that about a year and a half, 2 years ago. But now we have this mentor program. So everybody who comes in goes under a specific mentor, and so we're really trying to streamline how what that looks like and how our mentors interact and the kind of conversations they have with their mentees and all that.
Okay. Okay. It's like Big Brother, Big Sister program for travel
Yeah,
agents.
exactly. Exactly. Somebody to be there for, those because you do come in and you're like, okay, I know I love to travel, but how
Right.
how do I sell travel, right? Like there's
Yeah.
so many things, and even people who travel by themselves and can plan amazing trips. They know how to plan amazing trips for themselves, but they don't necessarily know how to plan amazing trips for somebody else.
Yeah.
All the intricacies of that. So,
All the attention to detail and stuff like that. What do you think
yeah.
the hardest thing is for somebody coming in that's new to travel planning?
I think the hardest thing is getting new leads. I think that, a lot of times our friends and our families are the worst clients. So getting beyond doing something beyond what you're comfortable with, and that's where I think a lot of the agents who don't succeed, and who realize the industry is not for them, that's where they get tripped up, is they do keep doing the same thing over and over again and hope for the same results, and as we know, that doesn't happen. So or hope for different results, and that doesn't happen. So
Right.
getting beyond their comfort zone and reaching out to people outside of their friends and family, like I've never booked a trip for it's 10 years in and I've never booked a trip for my family. So, looking beyond that.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, wise words from Brianne here.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, Brianne. Anything else you wanted to share?
No, thanks, Stephen. It's great to meet you. And
Yeah.
this is
Good
my
to meet
first
you.
podcast. So thanks for making it so easy for me. And
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you. Thank you so much.
awesome. Thanks.
Bye.